All right, so something we see here is common in older houses, and that is a two-pronged receptacle. So you see, unlike a modern receptacle, there's not a third grounding slot here. I think a question that comes up for a lot of people is this okay, and can this still be used? Do they need to be upgraded? The answer is no, they don't have to be upgraded. Now, probably not a good idea to put in appliances like TVs and stuff. The ground is an equipment ground that helps protect what you've plugged in. But as far as functionality, there is a full electrical connection here. There's the hot and then the return back that grounds at the neutral. What we recommend and what the National Electric Code recommends is that if you're going to have a two-wire, two-prong circuit, is that you protect it with a GFCI. That way you get the same effect as having a full three-wire, because there's really no point in upgrading receptacles to a three-prong if you only have two wires going to them without the GFCI.
So here we have a tub in the hall bath, and we're going to operate the hot side to ensure that we have hot water. And we'll be testing that. We're going to operate the cold to ensure that the cold water side is working. And then we're going to operate the shower. So this is the center valve is the shower valve, and we're going to be seeing that we have what we call functional flow here. You can see that it's adequate, but we want to know that when we turn on an additional fixture, does it actually affect the flow of the water here in the shower? So another thing that we see very common is to see a leak around the connection here. Here this is in good shape. It's not leaking, so that's good. It actually has a spout, a spray, or a handheld I should say, and we want to see that that works. And it does. So everything seems to be working good here at this tub and shower. So right away here with this set of stairs, we have an issue. See how the hinges on the side and the springs have actually bent the hinges and they're curled in. So that affects the operation. When I lift this back up to close it, it's actually going to get hung up in these bent hinges. So that's an issue. We see a nail backing out over on the side of the tread here. They put a block underneath this one. So this set of stairs, actually you see it kind of pulling apart at this location. This set of stairs is a safety issue and probably should be replaced. So the hinge at this point, you can see that it doesn't seat completely here, which means that the ladder has been left too long. This should actually be cut off at this point so that it actually extends in a linear fashion here so that it actually will use this heel here to support the weight as I climb up it. So again, that could be because the hinges are bent and it actually is going a little bit further than it should. So it's a safety issue. The pull-down stairs can be very dangerous if they don't function as they should. Alrighty, we're here in the attic, and I'll just kind of cover some of the things that we look for. The first thing that we want to actually look at what type of materials are used in the attic. And we see here that this is a conventional framing. It actually has plywood sheathing. This is a plumbing vent here to the left, and it actually goes through the roof. So I'm going to be looking where that penetrates the roof surface, see if there's any signs of moisture stains in that area. And then behind me here we have a chimney, or the brick chimney that goes through, and that's a penetration point in the roof. And there are always, anytime that there's penetration points, it's a good chance to find moisture damage in those areas. And here at this chimney, not surprising, we saw moisture stains on the ceiling below, and there are actually moisture stains on the wood framing. It's actually dark stains around the perimeter. And we'll be looking closely at that to determine if the wood is soft or decayed, or if we can make that determination. We'll also be looking at the insulation to determine what type of insulation it is, and is it a good coverage, the thickness of the insulation, is it doing the job that it's supposed to, and we'll be looking at any electrical that might be here in the attic. I see a little bit back here. We want to know that those are properly protected. We'll be looking at the vents, the gable vents. We want to see what all type of venting there is. Is there soffit venting? Is there ridge vent and gable vents? And we'll want to look in those gable vents. Sometimes we see bats in the gable vents, and we'll want to know that that is not the case in this situation. I do see some nesting at the vent back over in the corner here that we'll want to take note of. The screen has been pulled back and looks like maybe a bird or something is nesting there. So the other thing that we see is that there's quite a bit of people have stored some items up here in the attic, and that really affects if they've compacted the insulation, they have affected the ability of the insulation to do its job. So that's always something we want to look at. So.